What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here. We're continuing our look at Mr. Pandaria Professions. Today we're taking a look at leatherworking. So the overall setup of leatherworking in Mr. Pandaria is very similar to Cataclysm in terms of what you can craft. But there are some changes to sort of the material economy, which we'll talk about, that have an effect. So as far as what you can craft and sell on the auction house for money, there's sort of two main item types. You have the leg enchants, where mostly the rare ones that are the highest tier are the relevant ones for strength and agility classes. And then you have gear, various forms of gear. Now, you get access to both two armor types. You can craft both leather and mail, which is an advantage. And we are also getting a new leather class in Mr. Pandaria in the Monk. Now, it's not the most popular class they've ever added to the game. But we should see a good amount of people reroll still. So there is going to boost leather demand a little bit. So that's going to be nice to be able to craft leather armor essentially. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of gear selling in general. So we'll take a look at the recipes later. Before that, we have to talk a little bit about the materials, because this is where things change a little bit. And this is with the magnificent hide. So this is a new material. It's a rare one that you can get. You can get this from skinning, but you can also craft it by combining 50 of the mist-touched leather, so the normal leather you get. So that's a lot more than what you needed to do with the savage leather, turning it into heavy savage leather in Cataclysm. So this one is more expensive. It's not going to be that important in the first patch, because in the first patch it's used for the leg armors, so you don't need that many. And it's used for the epic armors down at the bottom. It might be used in some other recipes as well, but it's not used in that many recipes in the first patch. Now later on it's used in a lot more recipes. You can see here all of the new PvP recipes that come down the line that are really strong sellers. All of them require it, and then you also have some epics from every patch that do require it. And down the line, you will also need Magnificent Hides to craft the Hardened Magnificent Hide, which is a daily cooldown bind on pickup material used to craft high tier epics, essentially. So Magnificent Hides, they're not going to be that expensive, relatively speaking, compared to the gold supply early on. So this is something you can maybe consider investing in at some point during the first phase. It is possible that this goes up in value. You are certainly going to go through a lot more of it if you're doing leatherworking actively in the later patches, due to just all of these crafted dreadful, crafted malevolent gear sells really well. There's an absolute ton of recipes. So that's something to do. If you're doing the leg enchants, you also need the Spirit of Harmony. So you do need to have a way of farming Spirits of Harmony if you want to do the leg armors. Now the fact that it requires the BOP Spirit of Harmony is probably going to keep the profit margin fairly high. It's just one Magnificent Hide, which, I mean, it's going to be a little bit expensive with the 50 mist-touched leather. But we will see how expensive. The Spirit of Harmony is definitely going to drive profit seriously if you can farm them in a semi-efficient way. Then this is going to be a pretty good way to spend them on. But you're not doing leatherworking for the leg enchants. You're doing it for the gear, in my opinion. PvP catch-up gear is a great market in general in classic versions of the game. I've sold so much of this in all of Cataclysm, all of Wrath. We're getting new recipes as we go. The Dreadful Gladiator coming in 5.2, and then the Malevolent coming in the last patch. The contenders in the first patch, this is typically items that sell really well. To get the contender recipes, you do need Spirits of Harmony. It's going to be one Spirit of Harmony per recipe, so you're going to need 16 of them. But I believe this is going to be well worth it in the early patch. Catch a PvP gear, very cheap to craft. You can easily keep all of them on the auction house. There's so many different items, at least once we get into the dreadful stuff. That is just going to be really hard for someone to actually cancel scan and keep all of these on the auction house at the same time. So you're always going to get some good sales just by crafting any you can and keeping them on the auction house. Lastly, we do have the epic armors. So for the first patch, they are from the Golden Lotus, honored with the Golden Lotus. You want to grind that if you're planning to play your leatherworker a lot. But this is also only relevant if you can do Spirits of Harmony farming in an efficient manner on that character, because all of these recipes are very Spirit of Harmony hungry, with 8 or 6 Spirits of Harmony required. Personally, I'm leaning more towards leatherworking being an alt profession. If you're someone as sweaty as me who has multiple accounts, then this is something I would put on the second account as well. The reason is, especially down the line, you're going to need to spend a lot of time crafting the magnificent hides. You're going to spend so much time doing the intermediate crafts if they're profitable. So it's just very nice to be able to have that on the second monitor, or tabbed out if you can. If you're not, it's still better to keep this on an alt, and just do the restock your gear and then log back, because there isn't that much high value, and I don't feel that Spirits of Harmony are going to be that valuable, even though the epic gear is probably going to sell quite well, as are the leg armors. I think I prefer for leatherworking to focus on the rare gear. That's been my go-to with this profession, and I think it's going to be really good just due to the sheer number of items you have available to you. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.